two dogs gonna see each other. Washington Redskins versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Injuries have started to take a serious toll, but there are no excuses when it comes to this rivalry.
Hand off to Ezekiel Elliott. No, he fumbled the football. Here we go. Redskins football on the fumble by Elliott.
Desperate for a division win, it's time for the players to embrace the moment and send the Cowboys back home with a Texas-sized L.
We know we can beat them. There's no excuses. Win the game.
Cowboys, Redskins. Now, countdown to kickoff of the official Washington Redskins pregame show, brought to you by Coke Industries. ChallengeAccepted.com. Here's Larry Michael.
Welcome to FedEx Field, where the Redskins and Cowboys will renew their famous rivalry at 4:25 today. And on the countdown to kickoff show, we're going to hear from Sonny Jurgensen, Chris Cooley, John Riggins, Doc Walker, also the head coach Jay Gruden, and a whole lot more as we count you down to kickoff 115th meeting between the Redskins and Dallas Cowboys. And Sonny, the rain is falling, and obviously Kirk Cousins has had pretty good success in bad weather games. Cowboys play indoors. How do you handicap that part of this equation?
Let's hope that Kurt's going to have another big day here. It's coming down, but it isn't coming down like we thought it was going to be coming down. It looks like it's picked up a little bit now, but they're warming up in it, and they'll all be ready for it.
Chris Cooley, we have been at Redskins Park all week, and we have followed the medical report, which has not come out good in the favor of the Redskins, that's for sure. Got a couple of starters in there, and T.J. Clemmings and Tyler Catalina, unexpectedly because of these injuries. Morgan Moses hobbled. Chase Roulier gets his first start as a pro. How do you think this is going to turn out for the Redskins?
It's one of those really strange weeks where you got to count on Jay Gruden to help this offense out, to help Kirk Cousins out. It's one of those weeks where you think you have no chance up front. And I feel like they'll end up playing a pretty good football game. I could be crazy. I don't want to get in third down and long a bunch of times, but you get guys going. I don't think any of these young offensive linemen or guys coming in like Clemmings have a bunch of pressure on them.
Right.
They just got to go play, and Gruden's got to create around him, and Kirk will be good. But this is perfect, Sonny, for West Coast. You get the ball out of your hands in 3-step.
Exactly right. The shuttle screen, a little short underneath, option routes, and get rid of it.
You just hope these linemen get out and run in the screen like they're asked to do. I mean, you hope you don't have a bunch of busts, and you try to operate, within yourself.
And also on the defensive side of the football, you've got some guys who are out who, a guy like Bashad Breeland, he has gutted it out, and out for the year is Mason Foster. What you do have is you have some pretty good guys coming in. Josh Norman steps in after the injury, and Will Compton, along with Martrell Spate, going to have to fill Mason's spot.
That linebacker spot's the one spot where you have a bunch of depth or you could afford the injury. Of course Mason Foster is the starter, but Compton and Spade have both done a nice job. And ultimately the secondary as well. If you have a week where you don't have Bashad Breeland, if you have a week where you don't have Josh Norman, those were weeks that we dreaded in the past 5 years, in the past 10 years, and now all the young players playing really well. Dunbar playing really well. Guys step up.
I think it's worth noting, again, that this is alumni weekend here, and last night there was a function for the Hall of Famers and the Ring of Famers, and today that same group is going to be introduced before the game, and Cooley, you ain't going nowhere because both Sonny and Riggo are going to be down there. Sonny, what was last night like to reminisce with your buddies?
It was great because you hadn't seen some of them in quite a while. And to have a chance to sit down with them, talk with them, half of them didn't know where they were.
Is it true that Billy closed the event with Joe Jacoby and Jeff Bostic? They were the last men standing.
I think so, and Richie Pettibone.
And Richie Pettibone, too. And, Riggo's going to be here in a moment, and despite the rain, they're going to figure out a way to honor you guys, maybe on the tunnel. Sonny, you're not going to have to get wet, Sonny. Don't worry. You got a nice new jacket, though, out of the deal.
Yes, we did.
You get your jacket. You're an alum. You get all this free gear. You don't get one of those jackets yet.
I got a Redskins jacket.
A new one? A new alumni one?
Not a new alumni one yet. I'll have to find that somewhere.
Jane Rogers.
She'll be the person to find.
She'll be the one.
It's a little puffy jacket.
It is. It's a vest.
It's a vest.
Downs in it. Yeah, it's a vest. It's beautiful. Look at that. This is a Redskin alumni. Cool, you're an alum. And I saw Rock Cartwright today. You know who else I saw up in the concourse? Jason Campbell is here.
All right.
Part of the alumni celebrations. They asked about you.
It's always fun to have all the guys back.
London Fletcher asked about you.
Had a wedding over the weekend to attend.
Little rain, not as bad as we expected, but the weather report, as we have heard, Kevin Sheehan reporting.
It's going to continue to get worse.
Weather on the 8s with Kevin Sheehan, and it's going to get worse. Chris, I'm looking at, it's an even playing field when it rains that bad, but if you're looking for a silver lining, what might it be with almost 100% guarantee of rain here today?
Kirk Cousins plays well in the rain. Kirk Cousins has played well in the weather. I just hope our receivers, like Doxson Pryor, catch the ball in the rain and weather. Maybe they're better in the rain than they've been. Maybe Pryor is better in the rain than he's been in the past. But
you concentrate more.
In all honesty, Sonny mentioned the option route of the choice route. One thing about playing in the rain offensively, if you can keep your feet underneath you, Jordan Reed, Chris Thompson, it's hard to cover defensively when you get a guy that's got some shake to him and the turf's really wet. And so Kirk might have some open receivers.
And the thing's going to come down to who makes a mistake, who makes a turnover. You got to protect the ball when you're running with it, when you're catching it and getting hit. So it's who makes a mistake and if you can take advantage of them.
And again, going back to the Redskins' offensive line, you do have Sean Laval and Chase Roulier who play together a little bit this year, but that chemistry is missing. Is that overblown, undersold? How can these guys pull it off today, Cooley?
Well, they just got to communicate with each other and understand the game plan and operate. Actually, as you sit here and think about the downpour rain, it's hard to rush the passer in a really slippery, wet field. And as good as Dallas has been with speed-type rushers, it's not as easy to rush the passer. But up front, these guys got to talk. That's the biggest thing. Chase Roulier is a smart player. He's got to be able to talk to everybody, and he's got to be loud so they know that there's no question about the assignment. If there's a call, make the call obnoxiously loud so everybody understands it.
Coming up after a timeout, we're going to hear from head coach Jay Gruden. After that, Chris Cooley's Keys, and you're listening to Washington Redskins football.
Graham Whiteside here. You all know I love Firehouse Subs. Now you can satisfy your hunger and your wallet at Firehouse Subs with their 3 for $5 deal during Public Safety Month in October. You can get 3 or more medium subs or salads for $5 each after 5 p.m., and you can even get it delivered from participating locations. Your donation will help provide life-saving equipment to first responders and public safety organizations. The more Firehouse Subs you enjoy, the more lives they're able to help. Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
The all-new Land Rover Discovery offers an off-road capability, an optional 7-seat layout, and plentiful storage space so you can bring your fellow explorers and their gear. After all, the best adventures are shared. Plus, you'll need someone to take the photos. Purchase the all-new Discovery HSE starting at MSRP $56,950. Price excludes admission fees, taxes, license, and other fees. Retailer price, terms, and vehicle availability may vary. Visit your local D.C. Baltimore area Land Rover retailer or call 1-800-FIND-4WD for details. Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Hi, I'm Trish Gilbert, Executive Vice President of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. For air traffic controllers, safety is always priority number one. We manage over 141 million operations and safely guide nearly 1 billion passengers each year. The men and women NACA represents go to work each and every day committed to guiding you home safely. Our teamwork is the formula for progress and achievement. Please visit us at our website at NACA.org. That's NATCA.org.
Chiniga Technical Innovations provides tomorrow's solutions delivered today. As a technical IT solutions provider, Chiniga TI is a proud holder of the GSA IT Schedule 70 and GSA 8A Stars 2 government-wide acquisition contract. Chiniga TI offers competitive pricing, technical proficiency, and an ISO 9001 certification. Visit us online at ChinigaTI.com to learn more about our services and solutions. Chiniga TI, tomorrow's solutions delivered today. That's ChinigaTI.com.
When built right, some things just last. Like an American Standard heating and air system. Ranked the longest-lasting brand by readers of a national testing and research magazine. American Standard. The highest standard for comfort.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is first because we last. For homeowners, this means more consistent comfort, highly trained dealer professionals, and a legacy of innovation that leads the way. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. That's MidAtlanticComfort.com.
In a noisy world, Northern Virginia's own Novec is listening to its customers who want reliable, affordable electricity, renewable energy options, and ways to save energy and money. Novec delivers the most reliable power in the region, and customers are paying less for electricity than they did 8 years ago. Novec is listening and responding. That's because this not-for-profit cooperative is owned by the people it serves. Novec. Listening, responding.
The Bram Weinstein Show. Weekdays 11 to 1. Catch it live on the Redskins app.
This Washington Redskins broadcast is brought to you by McLean Mortgage Corporation. Lending as it should be. Innova Urgent Care. Official urgent care of the Washington Redskins. Maryland Lottery. Chiniga Technical Innovations. Visit ChinigaTI.com. Brought to you by Sprint. Visit your local Sprint store and check out the all-new Galaxy Note 8. Ticketmaster, the official ticket exchange of the NFL. Brought to you by your Washington, D.C. area Honda dealers. Don't settle for less than a Honda. Finch Services, your exclusive John Deere golf and sports turf dealer. Brought to you by MGM National Harbor. You're listening to the Washington Redskins pregame show. Brought to you by Koch Industries. ChallengeAccepted.com. Here's your host, Larry Michael.
At FedEx Field, where the countdown to kickoff continues, 48 minutes and counting before the Redskins and Cowboys renew their rivalry. Cowboys on the field wearing the white jerseys and the silver pants. Redskins have the homecoming, or what you say is the throwback uniforms, the burgundy jerseys and the tan-colored pants. Hall of Fame-style transportation provided by Reston Limousine. Book now at RestonLimo.com. Before we hear from the head coach, there have been some big games, big numbers put up in this series. Kirk Cousins last year, 41 completions. Jason Campbell, saw him earlier, 54 attempts in 2007. Alfred Morris had 200 yards as a Redskin against the Cowboys. Riggo, the all-time record for 36 carries in this series, and touchdowns receiving, 3 touchdowns in the game. It's happened twice, most recently in 2005 with one Mr. Chris Cooley. I remember that game like it was yesterday, man. You had a touchdown down this end, didn't you?
I had a touchdown at that end, a touchdown at that end, and another touchdown at that end. I did it once in my career.
Yeah, magic moment.
It's pretty incredible, and to have it happen against Dallas was just about as cool as it could be.
Time to hear from the coach, Jay Gruden, brought to you by Metro. What started as Metro's Promise is now Metro's Progress. Find out more at WMATA.com/back-to-good. First question for the coach. You got to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Last week, you stopped LeGarrette Blount. You got to stop Elliott today, Coach.
Zeke Elliott's a heck of a runner, but really their offensive line and Jason Witten are very good, obviously. 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. Jason Witten's a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And they paved big holes for Zeke Elliott, who's a great runner.
Next question on the Coaches Show. You can see the Coaches Show on NBC4 Saturday nights at 7 o'clock. Chris came up with this gem. Has this rivalry become more important to you over time, Coach Gruden?
It's always been important. I think once you take this job and sign up for it, you know the most important game on the schedule is the Dallas Cowboys. That's something you know. And it's very important. Every time we play them, it's meant something. So this is no different. This is 2 teams that are trying to get back and stay in the hunt and a wild card or division-winning races and make sure that we get ourselves in position to make a run.
Gem of an answer.
Well, it was a great question.
From a tough question. But in all honesty, you can't expect guys to think this is a rivalry when they're here and it's the first year. They hear about it. I heard about it. But it takes a couple years for it to grow. And I think for Jay Gruden, it's grown a little bit.
Hey, Doc Walker, how's Jay Gruden grown as a coach over the last couple of years, in your opinion?
Well, he's grown in a natural progression. He's a smart guy, so he adapts. And I think just listening to him last night was a great example of it. He's got a veritable a way of adjusting. He's very believable. As much as he kids, he also came up with Code Red. So he can get guys to respond. So, no, I'm really impressed with Jay. But just you can't do it alone. The problem with football is that no matter how dynamic your head coach is, you're only as good as the worst coach on your staff. Because if you got to deal with 5 people in the meeting room, they damn well better be ready to play. And if one unit is bad, then you're never as good as you should be.
Good stuff there from Doc Walker on the sideline. Next question for the coach. How do you stop Dak Prescott, Coach Gruden?
Well, first we have to, sounds like a broken record. You got to stop the run. You got to get them in third and long and make them uncomfortable and keep them in the pocket, for goodness sakes. We have been hurt with mobile quarterbacks who get outside the pocket, and we've given up big plays to the Rams, to the Chiefs, to the Eagles twice. We have to contain them, and when we do get them on the grass.
When you watch Dak on tape, where has he improved over last year?
I think he was good last year, but he just, the more you play, the more comfortable you get. But he's an accurate passer. He can throw on the move. They can run the zone read stuff. And he's very hard to bring down, so he doesn't make many mistakes either. A lot of young quarterbacks, they throw into coverage. He doesn't do that. No. He very decisive with the ball, very smart quarterback, and hard to bring down.
So he can do everything.
One thing that I've noticed, Chris, is Prescott seems incredibly cool under pressure. I don't know, maybe he's churning on the inside, but seems to make the right call most of the time when things break down.
He's a smart player, and he knows where to go to the football. And he's comfortable in his own athleticism to be able to get out of the pocket when he needs to. The thing I like about Prescott is he's not leaving the pocket to run. He's always leaving the pocket to look downfield. And those are the hardest quarterbacks, in my opinion, for defenses to get down, because you're sitting back there at 5 yards saying, well, I can't abort coverage because he's going to throw it behind me. But then I got to react to finding him running. All of a sudden, you see quarterback a yard past the line of scrimmage pumping it a little bit, and defender's still worried. Those are hard guys to get down, and Dak, he does a really good job with it.
Cool, you are familiar with the Big Sky country and the state of Wyoming, and you were on Chase Roulier long before we even knew who he was. What are his strengths? He starts at center today for the Redskins.
Well, first of all, Chase Roulier is a very smart football player, and you can see that with his quickness of his first step, his ability to get off the ball. He knows where he's got to go and how he's got to get there. Two, I think Chase Roulier does a really good job up front in a double-team situation. Anytime I've seen Chase Roulier work double teams, he's always hip-to-hip with the guard. He's always got tight fits, good hands, hip-to-hip, and they create movement. I think more movement with Chase Roulier than they do Spencer Long. He's got to grow in the pass game a little bit, but in the pass game, our centers asked to scan more times than they are block one-on-one, and so they're a lot of the time a helping type of player in our pass protection system. Chase Roulier is going to be a good player for the Redskins for a long time.
You know what I've noticed about you, Cooley? Good attention to hips. Here's a coach on Chase Roulier.
He's ready to go. He's a Wyoming kid. He's ready to go. He's really a good center. He's got great mental ability for the game. He can communicate. He's got good movement. He's strong. I think he's going to be fine, really. Now, our backup center is, we just signed about 3 days ago.
Well, there you go. Tony Bergstrom. That's the backup center.
The backup center we signed 3 days ago. So you would hope and I think we asked him about the backup center. I said, I hope he's super smart.
He better be.
He better be.
Hey, Doc, ironically, it could be Quanjo time today. How about that?
Well, how about that if he still remembers the plays? That'd be great. I mean, he's been a Raven for the past, 5 weeks. But good, he's a great kid. And he works his tail off. But whatever he was when they let him go, as far as I'm concerned, he's still that until he proves otherwise.
All right, coming up after a timeout, we're going to get Rico's take. Also, Josh Norman and more as the Countdown Kickoff show continues on the Washington Redskins Radio Network.
or in the morning. So forevermore, just know that no other auto insurer has more than Geico. More power to you. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Holding, number 79, defense. First down. I'm also holding a party tonight.
Great call by the official. Looks like we've got another flag on the field.
Holding a Pepsi. Necessary refreshment.
Hey, Ted, bring some of that Pepsi to my party.
Pepsi and the NFL. Welcome to the Fun Doesn't End Zone.
Sonny Jurgensen here. The Purple Heart Service Foundation has been helping our returning veterans and their families for over 50 years. The Purple Heart Service Foundation is working day and night to serve our military, but they need your help. Join me, the Washington Redskins, and ESPN 980 in our support of the military veterans. You can donate any unwanted vehicle by going to purpleheartcars.org to learn more. Once again, that's purpleheartcars.org, or give us a call at 877-743-1631.
With the Cash Payout series of scratchers from the Virginia Lottery, there are 4 different scratchers to play. So why would you choose just one? You wouldn't choose one day of vacation over 4, would you? Turn down a solid 4-hour TV binge for a single episode? Play cards with one suit instead of all 4? No! You'd choose 4. And the same should go for Cash Payout. It's 4 scratchers with $56 million in total cash prizes and so many ways to win. It's the Cash Payout series of scratchers, available today at your local lottery retailer.
Every time the Redskins win a game, you get a free 6-inch sub with the purchase of chips and a 30-ounce drink from Subway restaurants the day after that game. Get your coupon at redskins.com/Subway. Extras at additional costs, plus tax at participating restaurants in the greater D.C. area.
The official Washington Redskins pregame show, brought to you by Coke Industries. ChallengeAccepted.com. Here's your host, Larry Michael.
Countdown continues, 38 minutes and counting. The Cowboys on the right side of FedEx Field's turf as the rain comes down. The Skins on the left side going through their pregame warm-ups. And the time has come. Cooley's Keys, brought to you by John Leahy and the Leahy Group. Your home sold, guaranteed, or John will buy it himself. Go to johnhashomebuyers.com to learn more. So, Chris, time for you to put your expertise on the line for another week, the Cooley Keys.
Well, if I were the coach, this is what I would think are the keys to the game. Key number 1, Kirk has got to get the ball out quick. They got to find some up-tempo rhythm, and this offense really this season has been different than with Sean McVay as the offensive coordinator, and I watch a lot of the Rams because I'm interested in Sean McVay, and it's much different than that. I'd take a page out of McVay's book as to when they played the Dallas Cowboys, and I'd go with a bunch of quick game. It's West Coast 101 today for the Washington Redskins because you got a bunch of offensive linemen that haven't played. I mean, hey, Catalina, have a Red Bull and go get out there, get after it. I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? So that's the first key. I think Kirk's got to get the ball out of his hand, and I think it has to start with the pass game. If you believe you're going to just come out and run it with a lack of chemistry up front, that's risky business is what I think. Key number 2, flip it to defense. I think they got to blitz Dak Prescott, and I think they got to run blitz Ezekiel Elliott, and I think you got to gap penetrate.
What do you think of that, Doc? You going to see the Redskins defense gamble here today?
I hope so. I hope that they do something to take control of the game and force turnovers. We got to take advantage of the weather, which is Redskin weather, and we got to hope that it neutralizes some of their guys that are quicker. And then we just got to do what they did when they were 0-15, and they came in and beat the Redskins. 0-15, and they beat the Redskins. So I don't want to hear any excuses. We got to go out there and play our butts off, and we can win.
Well, their punter is practicing, and he's shanking them one after another. That's Chris Jones. We'll see how he does.
That might lead into my unexpected surprise key. That's number 4.
Okay.
Key number 3. You got to gang tackle. They're going to have some opportunities where you have Ezekiel Elliott for 2. You got to get him down for 2 or 3. You're going to have Dak Prescott in the pocket like you had Carson Wentz last week. You got to bring him down. Gang tackling is key. And if you put on the film, if this defense wants to put on the film last week, you can find 10 plays with someone stopping right before they could have made impact with the player and say, no, you got him.
Right.
You got this wrapped up.
We've seen that a couple of games
you've
now.
You've taken care of business, and then out they go. gang tackling.
Beat him down.
Or whatever way Doc would like to describe that. In the last key, the surprise key, and I'm not a big surprise key kind of guy, but this week, I think you need one.
You got me there.
You need one big, unexpected play per half in the favor of the Redskins, not the favor of the Dallas Cowboys. One play per half that we go, ha, stolen from them.
Well,
their punter shanks a kick, that would count. We get a big return, not a fumbled punt, that would count. One play per half to flip the momentum and flip the script of this game. And in the weather, that might be key number one.
How many keys you give me? I see Doc shaking it. Doc is not disagreeing with anything.
4 keys.
But I've heard like 10 keys so far.
10.
Did he leave anything out?
Let me recap. Ball out quick by Cousins.
That's the Sheehanism.
That's a Bill Walshism is what it is. Then you know why he created the West Coast? Because he didn't have an offensive line that could block.
Yep.
That's where it came from.
Yep.
Key 2, blitz. Key 3, gang tackle. Key 4, one big play, unexpected, per half. 4
Gotta
keys,
love it.
not 10.
Gotta love it. Now, Riggo is part of the alumni to be introduced as a Hall of Famer, so he is being staged in the tunnel. So Doc's going to take Riggo's take, brought to you by McLean Mortgage Corporation, lending as it should be. And I'll make it simple, Doc. Cooley's giving you all the keys. To me, after what we saw last week against Carson Wentz, to me, Prescott scares me more than Ezekiel Elliott. What's your take?
Well, yeah, because he'll have more touches than Elliott. And so I agree with you on that. I just think, to me, my key, if I can have one, it's on Gruden. And it's on Minuski. Because this is a game that you can't predetermine what you want to call. You got to actually watch the game as it's going on and feel it before your very eyes. If you got a guy that can't block a guy, for God's sakes, don't call a play onside to his side. Feel the game and let the game tell you what to do, and then just answer it.
Hey, Doc, key to the game for you is going to be, like a jacket or something. What are you wearing?
No, I'm built for this, cool dog. You're built for the cushiony, seclusion, air conditioning. I'm built for this, right? You're getting. See,
What'd you put on today? I'm not asking you what you're wearing, not what you're built for.
No, I'm built for this. I got on some rain gear and some non-rain gear because it doesn't really matter. Either way I do it, I'm going to be wet today.
Hey, when you played, Doc, were you one of those players in the cold weather that wouldn't wear a long-sleeve shirt?
No.
So you wore a long-sleeve shirt?
Damn right.
You're not built for this.
Yeah, no. I didn't wear the long-sleeve shirt because of the weather. I hated rug burns from turf.
Good point.
I hated your skin being peeled off. I hated that, so that's why I did it. I wore a rag sleeve because, no, Bill, no, I'm not stupid. Well, I'm not going to say I'm not stupid.
Manhood
when
issue,
I was playing, yeah, you kind of dumb because you don't care. You're just doing what you got to do.
I hate to interrupt this conversation, but we got Kirk Cousins, Ziggy Hood, and Josh Norman standing by as the pregame show continues, and you're listening to Washington Redskins football.
Oh, man, what the? Oh, here we go again with another commercial in the middle of my show. Look at those buttermilk crispy tenders. Oh, these must be new, huh? Okay, Mickey D's, I see what you're doing. Crispy, crunchy.